Hello Stampers, Kelly Acheson at stampabub.com coming to you from Menasha, Wisconsin. Today I'm going to show you a really quick and easy card using the Lasting Lilly stamp set. This is one of the larger items that you can get free during celebration. There's 16 different stamps in here. It's got some great greetings and then these beautiful lilies with all their little elements. And if you did not receive one of these celebration brochures in the mail, please let me know if you'd like one. Just email me your address and I would be happy to drop one in the mail to you. There's some fantastic ideas in here. Here on the very last page is the Lasting Lilly stamp set. This is free with your $100 order. Most of the items in here are free with a $50 order, but we have a couple items that require $100 because they're much bigger. One of them is the Tea Time Framelit dies, and the other one is the Lasting Lilly. We will have more products coming out to add to Celebration. I think those are coming on, I got stuff stuck all over this. I think those are coming out on February 15th, but don't quote me on that because I'm not sure. It's in here someplace and I don't remember where that is written. So anyways, I just wanted to let you know where this is coming from. You can get this free when you place a $100 order. Let's get to the card I have to show you. I think you're gonna love it. I'm gonna bring in my cardstock layers here. So first of all, I've got Pool Party. This is 4 1/4 by 11 and I've scored it at 5 1/2. And we're just going to burnish that edge. Hang on, I got it a little crooked there. You know, if your scoring isn't perfect, like it was kind of like this, you can force it to be even and then force that score line with your bone folder. I like doing that because I don't know why. I don't push my paper in my cutter very good, I guess. I don't know. Then I've got another piece of Pool Party. This is 4 by 5 1/4. I've already die cut a circle from the Stitched Shapes circles, and this is the largest circle in there. And then I have a little tiny 1/2 piece of crumb cake cardstock by 2 1/2. I forgot to measure that. And then this piece is 3/8 of an inch by 3 inches. All right, let's get started here. I am bringing in the Subtles folder. This is just the coolest folder because it makes your paper look like it's linen, like it's got a linen texture to it. And it is one of our dynamic folders, meaning it's super thick. Let me bring my Big Shot in here. With these super thick dynamic folders, you do not put 2 cutting plates around your embossing folder. You know, we always say make a sandwich. With these dynamic plates, or with the dynamic embossing folders, you only put 1 plate on top. I always put my hinge going into my Big Shot first, and that'll save wear and tear on that hinge. You want that to go through your machine first. And I hope that you're going to be able to see this. I hope you can see just how beautiful that is with that linen look. Gorgeous! Now, we're going to accentuate that just a little bit. Let me bring in my piercing mat, because we're going to sponge this a little bit with some crumb cake ink. And what that's going to do is that's really going to accentuate this card. The embossing folder, I should say. I love Stampin' Sponges for doing stuff like this. It kind of gives it a little bit of an antique look, I think. The other thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to take the circle and add a little bit of sponging or antiquing to the edge of this. Then we're going to do some stamping because we have a little bit more sponging to do, but I don't want to do a bunch of work on a layer if it's not going to work out. And I'll tell you what I mean in a second here. All right, I'm going to bring in this stamp set, and I want the greeting that says, "You are proof there is good in the world. And I like this greeting because I could send this to any one of my friends. Oh, and that didn't stamp very solid, so we're going to try it on the back. And this is why I didn't sponge it yet. I'm going to get my stamping done, and then we'll sponge. And that looks much better. And then I'm going to grab my paper snips here. I'm going to give this a very shallow banner end. Sometimes I just think that looks neat to have it a little more shallow like that. Where'd that little tiny piece of designer paper go? Here it is. It was sitting here upside down on my table, so I didn't recognize it. But let me show you this. This is actually coming from the Needlepoint Nook Designer Series paper, and it's this particular pattern. Isn't that gorgeous? This has all kinds of needlepoint patterns in it. Beautiful, beautiful paper. Gorgeous. And then I've got this piece, and I'm going to take this piece and I am just going to tear the edge off of it, and that's going to leave the white. The inside of this paper is white. That's going to leave the white there, and now I'm going to take this and I'm going to sponge it. And again, that's just going to add that little bit of antiquing to the edge. You probably don't even see this, whoops, in the camera, but trust me when I tell you that I can see it in real life. And it's just going to go along with the whole theme of the card. Now we're going to antique the edge of this also. And I'm just doing the sponging. I kind of hold the piece, and it's like if you were going to sand the edge of a piece of wood. I don't know if you've ever done that, but I used to do a lot of woodworking. And you just kind of do this. You just hit the edge with the sandpaper or with the sponge. And isn't that kind of nifty looking? Let me show you. I had a backup plan, but look at the difference between those two. This is crumb cake ink also, or crumb cake cardstock also, but it just gives it that antiqued look. All right, we are going to do some stamping here. Let me close this up. I'm going to bring in Berry Burst ink and Old Olive, and we're going to stamp the smaller of the two lilies in the Berry Burst ink. Now this is one of our distinctive stamp sets, which means that it gives it, the image is made in such a way that it looks like a real life flower. So it's pretty cool. If you find that you are not getting the detail out of these distinctive stamps, see how beautiful that is? If you find that you're not getting the detail out of them, I'll tell you what you need to do. You need to grab an old hotel card or a gift card, and you take it and you push your ink off to the side so that it's not so juicy where you're going to stamp your image. And then you'll find that these distinctive stamps look just stunning. They're absolutely beautiful. All right, now I'm going to come in with the green. Whoops, that was crumb cake. My mistake. Let me clean that off. Here comes our Old Olive. And now I'm going to come in here and I'm going to stamp then let's get some more, I want some more leaf greenery in here. And then you can use the other end of this one too to give it a different look. Okay, once we have all that stamping done, I am going to take my crumb cake marker. Now I wanted to tone down this card a little bit so that it's not so stark. I'm going to take my crumb cake marker and I'm going to flick ink at this layer. And do you see how that's just added some spots? Yeah, it's kind of neat looking, isn't it? We're going to do that to this layer also. You don't have to do a lot, but I think that really gives it some extra charm. And we're ready, I think, for assembly. So I'm going to grab some glue dots or some dimensionals here. I'm going to add this right here. And then these two pieces, I've got some mini dimensionals. And I'm going to add a mini dimensional down here at this end. Pull that back off. Then I can put one right at the top right here and pull that back off. And I'm going to kind of make this a little crooked. And then this piece I'm going to tuck underneath. So you can do that however you figure that's going to work best. But that's how I chose to do it. I kind of made sure that I would have room to slip this under there, so I kept that dimensional towards the top of the back of this layer. Whoops. Oh, that wants to stick to my finger. There we go. It'll stick to anything. And now I'm just going to tuck this under here. Kind of like that. And we have one more thing to do to this. I'm going to bring in my bow jig, and I'm going to bring in some linen thread. And I see that I have tied a bow on there before. I'm going to do this 3 times. So I wrapped it around 3 times, cross it over, put one under and back over, and tie it in a single knot. This is going to give me a triple looped bow. And I really love that look. Now, you can take your bone folder and you can curl this. And that's, I always like to do that with the linen thread because it curls up nicely. I'm going to bring in a mini glue dot. Now these mini glue dots are a little bigger than my area that I'm going to stick them to. So I like to roll them up. And then you have a much smaller area. I don't like my mini glue dots sticking out from under my linen thread. It just bugs me. I'm weird that way. Now we're going to put this right here. And we're going to bring this in. And see how that really pops? The sponged linen or Subtles embossing folder layer on the pool party. Kind of neat looking, right? And then I forgot the inside layer. So this is 4 by 5 1/4. And of course I want to have something on the inside. And I'm going to bring in this bigger Lilly. I'm going to put this right over here at the side. Oh my gosh, can you guys just see how beautiful that is? The definition is crazy gorgeous. And here comes a stem. And then I think I'd like to have a little bit more greenery in there to go with it. So I'm just going to come in and stamp that leaf right there. This is the inside of our card. We'll have plenty of room to write in there. As a matter of fact, I sent some of these cards out earlier this week as thank you cards for orders. So if you get one of these in the mail, you're going to be a lucky, happy stamper, right? Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Again, the Lasting Lily is a 16 stamp set, and it is free with your $100 order. You can choose this or any of the other items that are in the celebration brochure. All right, you guys, if you would like to place an order and your order is under $150, please use this host code. If it's over $150, don't use the host code. You'll get Stampin' Rewards from Stampin' Up. Either way, you will get perks from me when you use the code or when your order is over $150. And you can click right up here. That's going to take you to my blog. You'll find an online ordering button in the right-hand column. Just click on that. You'll go right to my Stampin' Up! Store. If you click down here, subscribe to my YouTube channel. You don't want to miss anything I have coming out. Lots of good stuff with this new Occasions mini catalog and celebration going on. I have so much to share with everybody. Make sure you head back to my blog. There's a blog hop going on there today, and I think you will love it. It's all occasions and celebration projects. Thanks so much for taking a little bit of time out of your day to spend it with me. Bye-bye.